Alright everyone, and welcome back to another video and some F124 gameplay. Yes, we finally got a video released and it shows us the new HUD for F124. Now, first of all, you can see here we've got some wet weather gameplay. We haven't seen something in the full wet, but again you can see there the AI not really is still be diveable here in we're in the McLaren, and again I'll come back to the overtake button in just a moment because that will be crucial, but I'm going to fast forward through this video. Wet weather gameplay, it doesn't look like it's actually changed. This is why we need a new engine, you know, and the AI still has some traits from last year. But that is a new. This is a bit of actual. That's the new model. That new corner there at Spa as well. We're on board now with Valtteri Bottas. You can see a bit more clearly there. Now I'm going to pause it here, if it'll let me, as we're down the Kemmel Straight. Notice there is this button here. And thanks to Sean, by the way, in the comments below, confirmed this earlier as well, the previous video. But basically, yes. You can. There is apparently a button where you can have an overtake. So you can see here now we're in quali 2. All of the only racing content we got, that was all in cockpit mode. So I don't know if they're hiding this because obviously we didn't have a button before. So whether or not that's something they are planning to reveal at some point, I don't know. This is the new HUD, and I've got to be honest, I've got no idea. I mean, this just doesn't. This means nothing. I don't know what this green and this yellow thing is. I think it's the recharge and deployment. I know it's something to do with the ERS, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that as well. And yeah, they could have done that. And you know, the amount of, if you see the amount of throttle and brake, you know, I want to be able to control that, how much I'm putting, and that's not big enough in my opinion. I preferred F123's HUD layout to this one, to be honest. They've still got this bit in the bottom right is unchanged from F123 as well. Notice 20% on the front on the diff as well. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's pretty substandard. Whereas I say we're in a Q2 session. Apparently Bottas has managed to go fastest in first sector, but yet it's still green on the indicator, not purple, so that's something else that's from F123 that's been carried over as well. But yeah, I just thought I'd replay. You know, this is looks completely different to what it was before. As well as we actually go very wide there, and then through this new corner as well, because we used to take the old road, now down to Pouon, where there's you can't track it stand that too much anymore, otherwise you'll end up in that gravel here as well. Yes, and obviously I don't know what this red bar is. It was us regenerating stuff or whatever. Who knows? There needs to be a guy telling us what this is, and there probably be, as again, this driving's not the best. I mean, they are going a bit wide. I wouldn't want to stick on that curb as well as we now go through to the final section. But this is what Spa needed. You know, it's been overdue. Excuse me, been overdue a revamp. You know, look at how the height difference here at the bus stop. That is completely different to what it was before, as well as it come out the final corner in 1:45.9. Next we move to Monaco, which hasn't been rescanned as well, which is unfortunate because there are sausage curbs at the final corner. Has it been rescanned? I don't know. That bit bridge at the final corner looked a bit different. Maybe they've changed a few things as well. I don't know, but yes, obviously we're back in the wet. As you can see here, it's not that great, but yes, I'm just going to quickly fast forward through this because we don't really need to see Monaco because the majority of it hasn't really changed as well. and you know they haven't got a bit of a sausage curve there, so they might have done something with Monaco as well. And then we got this on board with Oscar Piastri there, again setting another qualifying lap as well. And notice the enable and disable, so that means you can switch between overtake and then the mode you had it before, which I think is probably the best thing for this, as well as being followed by Sergio Perez. But this, looking through here, actually looks pretty similar as well. And then we move to Silverstone, which has had a rescan as well. Again, you know, for the like 5th time in the past 3 years, Silverstone's had a scan, but yet places like Brazil doesn't get rescanned. I know, you know, but obviously there's some racing. So we're on board with Fernando Alonso as well. This is completely remodeled on the left there. I mean, that's all completely new as we go through. Maggots and Beckett's on board, and then obviously again not really showing us any racing gameplay, so I wonder if in the races where that little circle was in the earlier, there will be whatever button you've mapped it before. I mean, I always have the X button, but that's my personal preference. It might be obviously different for you, anyone who's on the wheel, or if you're on the keyboard, let me know in the comments below as well. Yeah, and this is obviously the only gameplay that we've got in TCAM as well. And I've got to be honest, I'll probably be moving this HUD to where I had it before, up here, because I prefer to see the steering wheel and also a bit more of the helmet. That's just my personal preference. I know Arav likes to move his to the bottom right hand corner, so it's out of the way so you can see the cars. Tim Marduk, I don't know, he probably will go whatever he feels, whatever. It'll be what within the centre, it might be above here, and you'll probably move this above here. So everyone's got their personal preferences, and I'm hoping, you know, you can still do that. Again, we still got to put up though with this block. You know, it'd be nice if we could choose 3 different layouts, for example. You know, especially, you know, the past couple of them, F123, that was the best layout in my opinion. This one's a bit more blocky, which makes me think maybe do an arrow and stick it in the bottom right as well. Now we got some on boards with LaSalle again, some racing content as Albon swipes across us. We definitely had to have lifted off there. That's going to allow Hulkenberg. Was there contact there? Hang on. We go into turn 1. There might have been there a little bit there, but yeah, LaSalle has apparently been slightly redone as well. You can see these orange bits on the side are new as well, which I'm hoping this track feels a lot better than it did on F123, because it was I hated this track on F123. It's just a dreadful it was just a dreadful track to drive for racing. So I'm going to send it down the inside of Kevin Magnussen as well. Again, not going defensive there for Magnussen as well. And then we have a qualifying lap. Oh, sorry, this is the other TCAM more TCAM footage, excuse me. So it wasn't the only TCAM footage as well. Not taking all the curb here there that they could have done in that corner. Oh, and then we're warming up the tyres. Are we like on an out lap as well? Notice in hot lap already. I wouldn't have been in hot lap until we're entering the final corner. And you know, obviously, if we want to use any overtake there, the tyres. Now notice the tyres here. Notice that the outsides are cold, but the carcass temperatures are green. And this gets me wondering if that this gameplay they haven't got carcass temperatures on, because these two would be pretty similar as well. This is a problem, the fact that these are cold on the outside as well. It's not so much of a grip problem, but it will give you a bit of slidiness and braking. That's just based on F123. Again, I think we have got a new tyre model for F124, so I'm hoping I'm hoping that this isn't going to be an issue, but it looks like for me that they've not got the full whack on with carcass. It's just the surface temperatures they've got on there as well. And then of course we've also got more TCAM footage, so again apologies about that. Science has somehow managed to got a 3-second penalty. We actually got race gameplay here, and notice there's no circle. So yeah, I need to scratch what I said earlier, apologies about that. We go way too deep into that corner. We're actually not in TCAM, actually we're in the TCAM adjusted position as well. And we seem to have got an issue with something going on with the car. They're going to hopefully show us now. Oh, it's 75% wear. Look, hang on. What was that wear? Again, looks like we're playing. We haven't got carcass on, but what was that wear? That wear was insane. Look at that wear difference. That is insane. 75% on the front left, and then 44% on the right, and then the rears are in the low 20s. That is insane tyre wear. So I do hope that gets fixed for F124, because or there's an option to turn this down, because that is, for me, I think that's insane personally. There was no commentary, by the way, on this video. It's all audio. So yeah, again, description below if you want to go and listen to all the audio sounds as well, as we're now going to get overtaken by Lance Stroll. Presumably the AI probably haven't suffered from that. Oh look, Alonso going side by side as well. At least he's learned to send it as well. And again, we got running out a bit of ERS. We're coming into the pits actually, and we've gone way too deep into that corner as well. But we are going to get a pit. Are we going to get a pit stop here? Nicely slowed down as well. Verstappen's in as well. Hang on. Can I just point out 3-second penalties? We don't have 3-second penalties in F1. If you get caught doing multiple track limits, you get a black and white flag, and then you get a 5-second penalty as well, which you can serve in the pit stops. These 3-second penalties, well, we're going to watch. Watch as they're putting the hards on. No resurface, no reset, serving that 3-second penalty. So that is again a little bit disappointing. You see, Shanghai has had an update as well, because it's the first time I've actually been there since 5 years. In 5 years' time, but yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. Notice that the carcass temperatures again are pretty similar, but notice the surface temperature jumped up there as we came out of the pits and then it's getting colder. So the variance in temperature here is a bit mad. Yeah. Okay, so now we move to another race. This is in nose cam race. We're going to send it on Lando Norris. Yes, we are. As well, again, all of this is actually a sprint race. Looks like a 100% sprint race as well. Not realistic, because Logan Sargent's up in 10th place. I mean, he'd be in last place, and if this is realistic as well. But there we go. But yes. And this ends with Ricciardo doing some drifting in the wet. Again, unrealistic, the fact that he's up in P6. And again, if you use chase cam, let me know in the comments below why you prefer to use chase cam, because I think everyone, 99% of the community, 95% uses cockpit and T-cam. The other 5% uses cockpit cam as well. Again, I think there's going to be a button down here at some point, but I don't think that's been added yet in this version as well. But yes, obviously this is Ricciardo giving feedback as well. Yeah, we'll keep getting better. Obviously, I'll learn a bit today. So But yes, I'm going to quickly hop across to Twitter. That is it from the gameplay videos. Again, if you want to go and listen to it yourself, you can do it. Is link in the description below. Because Josh has added some stuff. Interestingly, including the F124, Paul Ricard and Portimao have been copied and pasted. Cancel Slap Remove, Istanbul, which was planned for F1 2021. There was stuff in F1 2021, but was never added. Sochi, I mean, for understandable reason. And then Hockenheim is a question mark. Yes, Hockenheim could be a question mark, and I'll tell you why people are questioning Hockenheim. Big shout out to Pedro for spotting this in the previous video. So you can see here, if I make this full screen, over Alex Albon's shoulder, you can see there's various trophies. I'm hoping this is all customizable, by the way, like it is in F1 World. But this, over Albon's shoulder, is a trophy with the map of Hockenheim on it. So yeah, shout out to Pedro for spotting that. So that's why people think Hockenheim could be in the F1 game. But Josh also says we might not be getting enough on it because it could be a leftover from F1 22 and F1 2019. Because for things that are still being there, you know, the problem is that with the game, it is copied and pasted. There are a lot of things that are popped and pasted year on year, which is why I'm expecting to see the dancing tyre wall glitch in F1 24, 8th consecutive year of having that glitch in the game as well. Just to note out, apparently we're getting more liveries in F1 23 at some point soon. Apparently after the 1st of May. I think it was extended because of low sales of F1 24. And if you got to this point, if you're asking me, do you buy this game, I'd probably say hold off. There are games that are a lot cheaper coming out at a similar time. One of which is out this week, I think. MotoGP 24, that is £30. F1 Manager 24 is £30. You can buy those two for the price of F1 24 and still have money left over for Assetto Corsa 2, which is also coming out later this year as well. But yes, that's where I'm going to leave it for today's video. I've enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, and new to the channel. See plenty more F1 24 game news videos. Until next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.